It's the end of the week, and so it's time to take out the trash. Brett Erlich, who is your garbage person of the week?
My garbage person of the week is Matt Walsh, who basically says something about how we should not let gay male couples adopt babies because of how Angie's List works. I don't know. Take a listen.
Almost no one would hire a male babysitter to babysit their kids, and yet we're giving male couples kids to adopt. Does that make sense? Like, would you have hired these two guys to come watch your kids for a night? If you were on, let's say you're on a, babysitting nanny service or something, someone's recommended to you maybe. So, oh, you need a babysitter. And you say, well, who you got? And then they name these two 30-year-old men. Would you say, okay, I'll have them come babysit my kids for 3 hours? Almost nobody would, whether they admit it out loud or not. And yet we're adopting kids out to.
Before I get into the substance, he's got teensy milk hands. Those are my least favorite type of hands to know exist in the world. Like this teensy little milk hand that has never done a day's work in its life, that has never done anything. And also, let's get to the facts. If it is the case that no one would let a child alone with a man, there should be no heterosexual couples. It should only then, by your logic, be lesbian couples that are allowed to adopt babies. No man should be allowed near it. The fact that you, Matt Walsh, have 700 kids at this point means you're a groomer that just wants kids around. And the horrible thing your wife begrudgingly lets you do to her to make more children is just so you could be around naked babies. That is the warped, stupid logic that he knows is warped and stupid, but still espouses because he's the crass one, huh? I gotta step up my game. My company just offered Crowder 50 mil. And that's what I think I appeal to the misogynists in the room. Gotta up my game.
Homophobes. Yeah, so I gotta figure out I gotta attack gay people. What am I gonna say? I guess adoption. I mean, I know that we wanna force people to have children and some of them will have to be put up for adoption. So I guess we'll reduce the supply of people willing to take the child. I loved his little slip ups in terminology there. He says, and we're giving them kids. No, you're not giving them kids. They're doing the incredibly helpful and arguably charitable thing of taking and raising the child. We're adopting them kids. No, they're adopting kids. And you pretend to want kids to be adopted. Let alone, what do you think the 30-year-old man is gonna do with the child? Why? What is it about being with a child that you think is so appealing to so many men? That is so incredibly weird. Should he be alone with his kids? I know he has kids. He is saying, I don't think that's a problem at all. I don't think that men are naturally suspicious in any way. He seems to think they are. If you know Matt Walsh, are you ever gonna be comfortable with him being alone with your children in the future, considering what he thinks is very natural when it comes to men being alone with kids? It's just such a weird, it's one of two things. It's either a weird way to view the world and to view men, or much more likely, it is a weird worldview to pretend to have. Anyway, and it is just old school homophobia. That is all any of these people are. I know that we're supposed to be in awe of how clever and talented and all that. They're just relics from the 1950s that have relatively high definition cameras pointed at them. That's all it is. They're saying the exact same sorts of misogynistic, racist, and homophobic things that any politician would have been saying in the 1950s. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.